So, hi Sergio, this
Hello.
is Sergio from Dirty Shirt.
Yeah,
And we're just tuning the new drums.
yes, we are installing new Evans Drumkit on the 1999 kit that we use with Dirty Shirt. I use Evans Resonant Black, which is the thinnest head Evans makes, and in combination with the EC2 batters. So Vlad and myself, we have durability on the batter side. And yeah, I usually start from the resonant head. I tighten it quite a bit and make small adjustments later when I put the batter on. At first I tighten it, make sure that it's evenly seated, no wrinkles, and that the lug to lug tone is pretty much the same. I don't really want to go exactly the same because I'm kind of tone deaf anyway. Yeah, but I'll see you in a bit with the batter head.
So now we are gonna install the batter head.
Yes, and I throw a little bit of cotton inside. This is very little, probably not even enough, but it's comforting for me to have it there. I will put more on the floor tone. This acts as a natural gauge. It basically rebounds on the resonant head and kind of stops it, like you were putting a finger or something to block the resonance, the unwanted overtones at least. So yeah, now I see that the logo is seated to the logo on the drums. I install this triple flange hoop, and let's hope for the best. I will go around the drum and make sure that all of the these little threads, the tuning rods, are finger tight, pretty much the same. And then we will try for the Thomas Lang tuning method of the tom-tom, which is my favorite. Usually it gives the tom the lowest fundamental resonance it can have. Basically I put the fist, I apply constant pressure, and then I tune each lug until the wrinkles barely disappear. Usually it's a very good place to start. It's not very scientific. The drum will sound pretty good already, and then you just need to make some finer adjustments. Let's see.
Yeah, I can see the wrinkles goes off.
Yes,
Going
and
off.
I just check to see that I applied almost even tension, and then we take the drum up and see if I failed or not.
Already sounds.
Sounds good?
Yeah.
Probably the tom, the 10 inches tom, which is not here at the moment, we tune it a bit lower. So maybe to give some continuity, we could lower the tuning of this. And then I usually do this kind of CPR on the drum to make sure that everything is seated. Now the fundamental note will be lower. Yeah, and I actually like the tuning already. What I will do now, I just make sure that there are no wrinkles, which are not there. And then I just go around the drum like this, making a bit of torque to see if the tension on each lug is pretty much the same. And I'm happy about it. Then I check the reso again. What I really like about Evans Drumkit is that they keep the tuning really well, and they last a long time, even for hard-hitting music as the one with Dirty Shirt. I think I really love it. There's large amounts of tail end, and it doesn't go in weird overtones.
So, batter head lower,
Resonant higher. I don't know if it's a third, if it's a fourth. I'm a bit tone deaf. I can't really tell. But usually I end up with this interval. It's not a scientific method for me. I just trust my ears. I'm not against the electronic tuners such as TuneBot and other applications. I think they're really good, but I think they're really good to recall your tuning. So now I would use a TuneBot and see, because I really like, and Bila really likes the tuning, I would use a TuneBot to measure each lug frequency and the overall tuning of the drum. We would mark it down so we could replicate next time. but I never start with the tune bolt. This is just my personal preference. With the Resonant head, always a Resonant black, which I like a lot. This is a maple drum kit, made in December of 1999, so it's 25 years old. And now it's the Dirty Shirt drum. So we go around.
What's the first thing that you do when you're putting fresh heads?
I make sure that
Checking the
make sure that I seated the head really well, that it's not sideways, and then I make sure that the hoop is really well seated on the bearing edge. The bearing edge is the wooden part of the drum that can have different angles and cuts depending on the kind of note that you want to have on the drums and the resonance. So I make sure it's well seated there, and that's probably the most important part of the tuning, that people sometimes, or I did it a lot when I was a beginner, I just threw the heads on and then I screwed them and the head was all to a side. And that can also happen sometimes if you buy maybe an old snare drum or an old tom or an old drum. If it happens with several heads, it means that you probably bought a drum which is a little bit out of shape or became oval because somebody dropped it or because of usage. And that's unfortunate. Luckily, even if this drum kit is 25 years old, it's in perfect condition. Thank you also to Bila for maintaining it.
what's the pattern that you go with the lugs?
I try to start from somewhere that I remember, usually to the right of the logo, and then I just do like half a turn or 3/4 of a turn, and then I go clockwise. I skip a lug, then I go to the next pair. If you do that, you ensure that basically you don't go tighter on the side and the other one stays up, because if you do it really strongly, you can also bend a triple flange hoop like this one. So I make sure that you do it like this. This is an 8 lug, so if I were to skip more, I will go back to the original one. So here at this point, I'll just go where? I'll just go in the normal sequence. This we have to skip because we've done already. Now we try this one. And now from here, I just check to see what the tension is. And from here, I would just, from now, like this is the first, then I go here, I go to the next. Just make sure that the tension is even. I try not to tension the floor tom too much. We will see. And then usually I do this. I like put a little pressure here, and now they are all in need of adjustment. And this was a bit tight. I find it a boring process, but necessary, because otherwise.
So you're checking the tension with your finger.
Basically, I just like to apply some pressure also to see if there were still no wrinkles, which is very hard to see on a resonant head. And then I go for torque, and I want to see if some of them are really tight or some of them are really loose. And if there is a lot of adjustments to be made, I will just start from scratch again.
But those are like years of experience, and
yes, and I'm still learning.
With time, I think that you're gonna feel the heads.
Yes.
You don't have to use like a tune bot or whatever.
As I said, I'm completely not against it, but I just like my ears more. I trust my ears a bit more.
And always before putting the head, just check the
I make sure that
the edge.
Yeah, I make sure that the edge is smooth. Sometimes if you handle it with a little less care and you put it on a hard surface, you can dent it, and that is very, very hard to repair. Although it can be repaired, but also it makes the drum very hard to tune, because you will have a dent here all of a sudden, and the film of the head will not make contact, and that's somehow. Then you see, I'll put it on, go around a bit to see if there's any. I don't want to have it like that, which sometimes I did this mistake when I was a kid.
All right.
So I make sure that it's well seated. I go around a bit.
And well centered.
Well centered, yeah. I usually like to have the logo corresponding to the drum logo, but this is just a bit of OCD. And I have the Resonant logo as well. But here, very important, let me put some more cotton, pieces of cotton to help with the Resonant. Put 2 here, not too much. But just drop it down there. This might be a bit too big. Let me make it a bit smaller if you can. Let's see, maybe we can use this one. Let's make 2 smaller ones and flatten them a bit. They will move around when you transport the drum or anything, but it's okay. And then make sure this is seated again. Hook is on. And then I will, maybe you can speed this part up if you want. What I do before tuning, what I do is just check that I finger tight everything to the same tension, and then I will try to apply this wrinkle, and let's just go clockwise this time. Let's see what it does. You see,
Yeah,
the wrinkles are going.
you can see it on camera.
Just try to apply constant pressure around the drum. We have 2 more lugs to go. This should be the last. Let's see. I think this will still need some. Just wanted to see if the tension that I applied was the same. Let's see where we are.
Maybe here there's a bit of wrinkle.
Let's see where we are. Some adjustments, do some CPR also to start with, and let's see. Here there's a bit of wrinkling. Here, there's also some glue here that came out of the hoop, and very rare, almost never. It never happens with Evans drummers, but it should not affect the sound. You see? Apply some glue, probably put some window or something. Yeah, perfect. We're done. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Sergio.